he's there and he's rock and roll. I love it. I love to go back. It's cool like that. It is cool like that. I'm advocating for myself. I'm a veteran, combat veteran. Iraq 2009, 2010. I returned home 2010, April. I had sustained several injuries during combat roles. Two of them happened to be head injuries, and one of them a severe back injury. All three of those injuries were, how can I say it? They were not tougher than I was. Okay, I'm a tough SOB. I'll tell you that much. This is your typical, I'm injured, but I think I can hack it situation, right? And that's all too common in the military and outside the military. Nobody wants to, especially as a kid. Remember, as a kid, getting your bike and trying to ramp over a ditch. We all do this. How it is. We don't want to presume ourselves to be any weaker than what we were trying to do stupidly. So, the common thing, but was it a regret? Absolutely not. I finished my tour and I moved on, but it has caused some problems, and those problems I was aware of the problems that I was going to face, but to the extent of those issues, absolutely not. What's very eye-opening, what has been very eye-opening, is the lack of help, the lack of commitment from the people who are supposed to be advocating for you when something happens to you like that, if you're in a situation like I am. What an eye-opening experience, you guys. It has been an absolute eye-opening experience. Every single one of my contacts that I have contacted since 2000, Ron Barber. You guys know who he is? I don't know issues since that. He was Democrat, Republican, didn't care. Coming back from a tour like that, most veterans were the ones starting to creating look, no matter if you're Republican or Democrat, you can help us. We for everybody, no matter what. Okay, so we need that. Okay, coming back. No one has. I've gone through every single one of these people. John McCain, God bless his soul, right? Ron Barber, who was a Scorpion Queen? What's her name? Forget her name. And just about everybody. And currently we have Mark Kelly. He's been a waste of time. Kirsten Sinema, she has been a waste of time. I have reached out to my new. What's going on here? I have reached out to my new group of people that are supposed to help us deal with situations. It's Juan, what's his name? Juan Siscomani, I believe. Yeah. So reached out to him, and they gave me an email to contact a female that deals with specifically veterans and veteran issues. Now, they didn't tell me that at the beginning. I was harping with this guy for a couple of months, and no one is organized enough to say, hey, how do we help these veterans? What's going on? Nope. Instead, they let me ramp all this time complaining about what's going on, and they weren't contacting me. And then finally, I get to somebody who says, yeah, we have a female who just got hired, and she's going to deal with the stuff. So good luck with that. This is what we deal with, people. This is what we deal with. All right. Now, Juan Siscomani, he's on you, Congressperson, nothing. All right. Look, people, I don't give people, uh, uh, um, room to make mistakes over mistakes. You know, if you just got elected a Congressperson, you need to be ahead of that election. Okay, I don't understand where the shift has occurred in our country, where folks are so preoccupied with trying to do the right thing that everything they're doing is wrong. So, also reached out to um, um, hold on, there's stuff. He's reached out to Deb West, who is one of our representatives in Arizona. What a waste of time. For you veterans out there, do not contact this. Okay, she's a waste of time. Argue with her staff. Argue with staff. No. And you're not in my district, so you can't do that. Absolutely absurd. Okay. And then I reached out to the Veterans Select Committee, right? The Veterans Select Committee on Veterans Affairs in Washington, D.C., nonetheless. And I got a response back after a few times of trying to contact them and then correspond back. I get tired of it, and I got the information that they do not, the Veteran Health Select Committee does not deal with individual cases. They do not deal with individual cases. So what do I do? Right? I complain to just about everybody. Now, the history of my advocating for myself stems all the way back to 2010 when I came back. Yes, there was some complication, with lack of evidence of getting injured overseas. That's something that we could work out. That's something that we could put together in no time. That's actually something that is expected from the military when we get back. People just want to get home. They want to, separate themselves from the combat role as much as they can. Be home, and it's very common, very, very, very common. But yet, I am pleading for help from you guys, community, and saying, look, can you guys help me? Can you guys help me? I need the help. And what can I do? What can I do? You can call my Juan Ciscomani, my congressperson. You can call any one of the representatives from Arizona and say, look, I don't know who to contact, but here's what needs to get done. This veteran is complaining. He's been advocating himself for years. Nothing has been done. He's getting worse medically and mentally. He has a TBI that's going unrecognized by the same people who are trying to help him, the Veterans Affairs. He's been down a few roads since 2010. He's got denied lots of times. He's working with the outside community who are doctors. They're being with the VA to follow a negative medical condition and keep and get nowhere. A couple things, medical neglect, malfeasance is medical care. I've never seen anything like this is happening because it's already happening. The VA has appropriated for my care into medical medical evaluations as far as it being MRIs, specialists and outside the community, and it's appropriated that money. When you let me put stuff in effective for you taxpayers. When somebody stays overnight and you have Medicare, okay, you have Medicare, somebody stays overnight in a hospital, do you know how much that costs? Do you want to know how much it costs? Okay, it doesn't cost $1,000. It costs $70,000. $70,000. I have been in the hospital, I don't know how many times, for all sorts of issues pertaining to a TBI and its secondary causes. Misappropriated those funds just to shut me up. That's a lot of money, people. That's a shit lot of money. Okay, I don't know how many times I've been in the hospital from 2010 to 2000 today. It's been more than my fingers can count on my hands. Yeah. So there's a lot going on there, but that's where you guys come in. I'm begging. I need to help people. Now, what I have TBI, I'm finally gotten close to diagnosing myself since the VA, and outside the VA, you don't want to do it. I've learned that this TBI does not affect my intellect, okay, or intellect. So what it does is, folks, it affects my motor function, and it's a progressive issue with the one I have, and it's going to get worse. It's going to kill me. Oh, it's going to kill me. So, I'm more than susceptible to strokes and seizures, and as I get older, that does not help me because things break down. So this is going to come into play more than not. All right. So I'm trying to get help now. I got some things in the iron, some things in the fire that I'm working with, but I do need a sort of social plea from everybody to help me out. So that's what I need as far as my advocacy for myself. Get to talking to and so functional. And plus, what you see now, a stroke that you can't see it. And what happened here was I had a bad tooth. I have diabetes, and with diabetes, you get people who have diabetes. That's severe diabetes. Number two, you can get we're susceptible to really bad teeth. The mouth and it gets really bad. So they had to yank a tooth out of my head, and when they did that, this doctor, dentist doctor, what an idiot, he yanked it out, and it was painful as heck. And the nervous system that's attached to the dysfunction in my brain with the TBI has picked up on it, and when it does, and it's significant enough, it will get rid of that function because of the damage of the process of how it needs to cope with the pain and whatever it is they're doing. So they took the tooth out, lost some of the function of my face. Now that goes throughout my body. Anything that happens, it's happened 3 times already, and still the VA has not connected those dots. So what do you call that? Absolutely medical neglect. So I'm definitely not going to play the Black National Anthem. We'll start off with that. Okay, the Black National Anthem, people. The Black National. Should I say it again? The Black National Anthem. Are you serious? So the exploitation of black people today should make you sick to your stomach. It's an exploitation, folks. It's the exploitation of black African Americans in our country. Now, how does that become? How did we get here? Right? Well, there's lots of reasons and ways it got here. But ultimately, I do not want to elaborate too much on this subject because I got more and better things to talk about. But black national anthem, I have advice for African Americans. Okay, the exploitation that's happening now, you guys have to recognize that it's happening. Okay, people see, hear, people talk, people feel, and we know what's going on. Okay, you have to be aware of what's happening. Okay, the exploitation happening today definitely subtle and somewhat subtle, and everybody participates. The media, and exploiting African Americans in our country has been done before. Yes, it has, but this one's a little more successful because of the nature of the politics that are brewing up these days. Have been a little more, should I say, intimidated. That's what I should say. People are getting killed. We have a black African American conservative person who was killed in New Jersey or California or New York somehow. Two people. You're going to tell me that that's a coincidence? Absolutely not, people. I'm not a conspiracy person, but that's what's happening. So get it together. Okay. If you guys want to think that you're smart, you guys want to put a foothold into our society, this is the time to do it. Point out the exploitation and make them accountable for it. That way, when people start seeing that you guys are actually fighting for yourselves, you're trying to compromise, and you guys are trying to do the honest thing, you guys will get credit for it. Okay, but until then, you guys are going down that hill. So, I think the one of the issues really today on folks' mind is guess what? China. Oh my Lord, China. China's gonna come get our butt. Right? What you gonna do when China comes for you? I mean, come on. Right? Y'all scared out there? Are y'all scared? And I shouldn't be scared, folks. I'm telling you, for me, do not live in fear. All right? Do not do it. Okay? We've been dealing with China for some time, but here's the reality of the situation. Okay? We have spies in China. The United States of America has had spies in China for I don't know how long. We have spies in every country on this earth. Okay, so we get information. The information that we get, citizens of our country, is you can't think of yourself. Okay, this information that newscasters get is to entertain folks. Right, this is how the newscasters get paid. So, you have to read between the lines. Okay, we've had spies in China, we've had spies in Russia, we've had, and it's like they have people who do balloons that are flying over our country. Okay, you can rest assured that balloons are surveillance balloons. It's nothing that you should be surprised about. But okay, here's the thing on the surveillance. China has had a plan to want to um, control a vast amount of continents on this planet. There's lots of reasons why, but considering that we have a lot of information on China and we can to be getting more information on China, what do you guys think would be the most simple explanation of why China is on people's mind these days? What do you guys think it is? I mean, your gut feeling should pretty much be right on. China right now is working with, nonetheless, Iran. Nobody really talking about that. Right? Iran has interest in, has had interest in the United States, especially since we put foot on their sacred ground when George Bush Sr. was around. So a lot has been going on. But China is trying to gather a way to weaken the United States, and they're doing it many, many, many ways. Okay, it's very simple to understand, people. It's not that hard. You cannot give up. Okay, people, do not be scared. Do not give up on the fact that China has they have a mission. Okay, a mission to weaken first the United States of America. And one of the it is something that you guys already know, and you're hearing it, you're seeing it, is the Southwest border. What's going on in the Southwest border? Well, we have information, right? The United States has information on China helping Mexico develop fentanyl to be sold in the United States. Okay, but for what reason? For what reason? What they wanted that to weaken the United States. Okay, a second guess first. They run country, and China knows that. So who are you going to talk to invest your time and money to invest in those? Right? Who are you going to Mexico to try to get multiple hotels? China is basically so no surprise there. How does how does Mexico get the information to make it? That's very easy. If you have somebody with an intention like China, all you have to do is give them the information to start making fentanyl, and they make it, and it comes across. So there obviously has to be a deal made between China and the cartel members of Mexico, and that's what's happening, folks. It's that simple, right? So we have to, we already know what's going on, right? Trust me, I've worked on the border. You have to know how to address the situation, and when you have weak leaders, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get that eagerness. You're not going to get the quick acting, or hey, we need to do something about it. Well, you're not going to get that, folks. And we have to deal with the repercussions of it. So, so that's one way that China is definitely manipulating Mexico help with making the United States weaker. Okay, and it so when China has to tally it all up, when China finally has the United States at a weak point, it's going to be very easy to um, to make the United States think that China is way up here and we are way down here. Okay, and that's what they're trying to do right now. All right, so we just need to new kind of people and start coming. It's true. All right. Taking care of ourselves, we help ourselves. No, China's all over that, man. A little bit economic, social issues, and all with everything. Right? Same balloons and you know, um, so over. I would definitely get the right people on it. I would definitely have a that it's over for you. You know, this is what we know about you. This is what we know what's going on. And this is how we're going to deal with it. And if you don't like it, well, then there it is. You know that was. I pointed out the other time was I think it was a few days ago. I have I pointed out that in a scenario, if China were to somehow, they're on the pedestal right now. If China were to somehow sneak their way into the United States and you know, start taking control of our cities and you know, our neighborhoods and you know, creating havoc, and you know, somehow they're able to accomplish this. Right? I would say about 80% of the people that you live with, that are your neighbors, that are people around the block, 80% of the people in our country will comply with China just because they find no threat with China. It's our fault because of China. That's the way they would see it. They would comply. They would be complicit with everything that China needs us to hear. Okay, that's what they would do. You'll be surprised. People right next to you going to the store, going to, you know, to the movies, you know, even parts of your family. There wouldn't be a problem. We're the problem, they would think. Yeah, the complicitness of it is absolutely devastating. These are the same people that are supposed to be helping ourselves protect our country. All right, it's a damn shame, but that is true, more than true. All right, we need to change that. Okay, we need to change that. You need to educate yourself on why we need to do that. It has nothing to do with being selfish. This is what you need to know. And if you don't want to know, then go live in China. Go be as passive as you want to. But ain't going on here. Obviously, when your dad talking about, hey, put on in my land. Do not. Yeah, stop your intention. Whatever your intention is, clear. Discuss it. I definitely get her. The getter. Okay, so like need to, what's up? I got hecklers in the crowd. And I'm going to end our little thing here, and I'll get with you guys again, give you some updates on my advocacy. And definitely, guys, you can give me a holler, chat. You guys got my information on how I can help you help me. Right? It's going to make a big difference. It'd be nice to, get community on my side and make some of these people accountable for what's happening. Because you help me, you help other veterans. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.